The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of American Legion Baseball. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miller Honda, Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. The final score, Procter & Gamble, Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy, University Healthcare, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bechtel Jewelers, John's Pool Supplies, and City National Bank. And now, for the pregame show, let's head to the field and join our Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 broadcast team.
Good evening, everyone. We welcome you into Appleman Park. We are at Musselman High School, home of Musselman High School baseball. It is also the home during the summer months to Berkeley Post 14 as we bring you American Legion baseball on this Tuesday night. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Caleb Valero is our engineer at the studio for our Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 coverage. Well, Matt, we've heard a lot about this Berkeley Post team, talking with their manager Trip Tobin, talking with Troy Barrett at the beginning of the year as they were still kind of rounding up players. They've got 8 games under their belt. All have been on the road. Looking forward to seeing them finally playing at home here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. It's always fun getting the home opener, and like you said, it's really the all-star team from this area, and we're looking at a Moorefield Post 64 team coming in looking for their first win of this summer season and seeing a lot of familiar names from the Moorefield games we were able to call this year. Saw a couple of them against Martinsburg and Hedgesville. So looking forward to seeing a short roster that they have. Only 9 guys able to make the trip tonight because it's summer, so you're going to have high school kids doing some other stuff. Apparently the 3-week practice period for high school getting in the way of some Legion baseball, but looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, an opportunity to talk with Kevin Reed, the manager for Moorefield, and he was commenting to Scott Jenkins and myself about so many of his players who are missing the opportunity to be here tonight and have even missed that weekend tournament as a result of that 3-week practice session going on with players at a football practice and or players at a basketball gathering or tournament. And so a little short-handed tonight, but ready to go as they'll come in 0-3, dropping 3 games over the weekend at the Hillbilly Hardball Classic. Meanwhile, Berkeley Post 14 coming in at 6 wins and 2 losses. Matt, they opened the year with 5 consecutive victories. They've gone 1-2 in their last 3 games, but albeit those 2 losses against a very, very good team out of Maryland.
Yes, Verna Park having a lot of good talent, including some college talent going into a second year with the pitcher they threw in that first game. That's a product of Towson and a couple of state players of the year over the last couple of years in the entire state of Maryland. So, and those were tight games. It's not like they got beat by a lot of runs. Those were tight ball games. Very good Berkeley Post 14 team.
Yeah, 2-1 in 8 innings the first time they met. 4-1 was the final in the championship game of that tournament over the weekend up in Frostburg, Maryland. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups as they're being introduced to the crowd on hand here for Moorefield Post at 64, the visiting team under the direction of manager and or head coach Kevin Reed. His lineup has right fielder Jonathan Mallow in the leadoff spot. The second baseman Chase Alt will bat second. The catcher Lane Hours hits third. In the cleanup spot at first base is Jake Frederick. The number 5 hitter in center field, Jake Hours. Shortstop Garrett Haggerty will hit sixth. Batting seventh and doing the pitching is Seth Cullors, the number 8 hitter, third baseman Quentin Oates, and batting ninth, the left fielder Garrett Vandeveter. Let's turn our attention to Berkeley Post 14. They are under the direction of manager or head coach Trip Tobin, assisted by Kevin Murphy and Ethan Greenfield. For Berkeley Post, it will be center fielder Kyle Farmer in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by the second baseman Corey Daly. Batting third and playing right field is Hunter Coe. The cleanup hitter today's designated hitter Brady Weaver. Batting fifth in left field, Ethan Wilson. The number 6 hitter, first baseman Jamison Matthew. Batting seventh, playing third base, Parker Martin. The number 8 hitter, the shortstop, Ryan Barger. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Dylan McCartney. Cam King, Justin Murphy, and Taylor Tennant round out the roster for Berkeley Post here this evening. They're down a little bit in overall numbers as well from what could be available. By the way, Zach Rose will get the start on the mound, and he is being hit for by the DH Brady Weaver. And having Tripp Tobin and Brady on Miller time yesterday, we knew what was coming with Weaver catching all of those games over the weekend, a chance to rest the legs a little.
Yeah, caught 5 consecutive games up that tournament in Frostburg, and he says his knees weren't bothering him too bad, but at some point you got to take some precaution. You don't want him catching 6 games over the course of, what would that be, only about 3 or 4 days, and a game coming up tomorrow as well. So expect him to be back behind the plate for tomorrow's game. But Dylan McCartney, a good backup. You're not losing a whole lot behind the plate with McCartney being back there.
Moorefield and the first base dugout lined up along the first base line. The white baseball pants, the red jersey tops with black lettering and white trim. The black hat, the red bill, and the red M for Moorefield outlined in white. Headed out onto the field as the starters are announced. Berkeley Post 14 in the white baseball pants. The blue jersey tops with blue lettering and white trim. And the blue cap with the emblem for Berkeley Post 14 on the front of that cap. Well, as we pause here for the national anthem, we'll send it back to the studio. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we return, we'll get ready for today's opening pitch and all the play-by-play. It's American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. Certainly has helped take us to another level.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Back once again to Appleman Park, where we are having the ceremonial first pitch heading into today's home opener for Berkeley Post 14. And here comes that first pitch, a bouncer out into the right-hand batter's box for ball 1.
Gravitational curveball.
There it is. Just about ready to go as Zach Rose will toe the pitching rubber, working with Dylan McCartney, 2 guys who should be very familiar with one another.
Yeah, both Jefferson Cougars this year, and Zach Rose, a good year down in Shenandoah Junction. Only a sophomore, was the full-time first baseman when he wasn't on the mound, and McCartney didn't see a whole lot of time behind the plate this year. The job went to Colson Titus, and McCartney was used not only as a pinch runner, but used as a guy that was coming in as really the closer role or the number one reliever in late innings. So these guys know each other an awful lot, so you should have a pretty good pitcher-catcher, if I can get that out right, a relationship here tonight on the post-14 side.
Very fun tonight. As you look down to our left, you see Zach Rose's dad sitting right next to Jefferson head coach John Lowry Sr., taking in the action to see how Zach looks as, again, just a youngster, wrapped up his sophomore year. Still 2 more years for him. Dylan McCartney wrapping up his senior year and looking ahead to what comes next. Jamison Matthew is out at first base with Corey Daly at second. And good to see Corey Daly back out there playing. As we talked with Trip Tobin, he pulled a hammy in the tournament over the weekend. Ultimately had to miss a game in that tournament. And good to see him back out there and feeling good.
And good to see him back out there. In second base, you're going to have a little bit of lateral movement, but not as much as you would in other parts of the ballpark. So I think playing second today is a good way to kind of ease back into things.
Ryan Barger is at short with Parker Martin, the third baseman. In the outfield from left to right, Ethan Wilson. Kyle Farmer, the former Bulldog, off to play his college baseball back here for the Legion season, and then right fielder Hunter Coe. So Rose finishing up his warm-up tosses. Good-sized left-hander. Has some nice pop on his pitches and mixes that breaking pitch and/or changeup in there very well. Our umpiring crew has Dan Tapley behind the plate calling balls and strikes, and Rene Molina will be on the bases. So a 2-man umpiring crew, much like we see in the midst of the regular high school season, working this Legion game.
Overcast skies right now. Lights not on yet here at Appleman Park, but assume they'll be on sometime soon. And not too hot out tonight. Not a bad night for what is late June now.
Jonathan Mallow stepping into the left-hand batter's box and getting ready for the opening pitch of the game. Zach Rose ready, has the sign from McCartney. The left-hander delivers. And the pitch taken for a called strike one, and today's opening pitch coming at 7-11. 0-1 to the left-hand batter. Stands about middle of the box as far as the depth away from the pitcher, but somewhat crowds the plate in that left-hand batter's box. A swing and a miss at a breaking pitch low and away, and it's 0-2. Good movement on that pitch from Zach Rose.
Yeah, good job by Rose getting ahead of Mallow in that leadoff spot. Mallow not a whole lot of size in that left-handed batter's box in the leadoff spot.
I wonder what his age is as the 0-2 delivery. A fastball that misses high, pops in and out of the mitt of McCartney. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I bring it up because in our conversation before the game with Kevin Reed as the head coach for Moorefield, he was talking about only having 9 players available and mentioned that 4 of the guys are 15 years old. So these are guys that might normally play on, say, the Legion junior team, but are playing on the senior level here tonight. Breaking pitch from Rose, up and in. Mallow ducks out of the way, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you mentioned guys that would usually play on that JV Legion team. Moorefield was not able to field one of those JV teams this year, so that's why those guys are playing up. Or if you look at Berkeley Post 14, they've got a JV team, so they're able to move guys up and down when they have low numbers.
Here we go with that 2 ball, 2 strike. Pitch, a fastball on the outside corner, taken for a called strike 3.
Good location, a good changeup of pitches by Zach Rose in this first batter. And we'll see if he stays changing things up against Chase Alt, who's stepping into the right-handed batter's box now, but a good first batter for Rose.
Yeah, worked inside, worked out, worked with that fastball, came back with a couple of breaking pitches, and then the fastball for the strikeout, looking one away as Chase Alt steps into the right-hand batter's box, and the fastball to him misses inside for ball 1. Alt, today's second baseman, stands about middle portion of the right-hand batter's box, choking up on the barrel of the batter, I guess the handle of the bat, just slightly as he swings through the 1-0, 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't want to choke up on the barrel too much, but certainly on the handle end, so trying to get the bat through the zone a little more quickly. A player serving as the first base coach, obviously someone who's going to be a little lower in the order, as over in the third base coach's box is head coach or manager Kevin Reed. 1-1 the count, and the pitch to the plate, a breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and a strike. So Rose got ahead of Mallow. Eventually struck him out looking on the 2-2 pitch. Has fallen behind Alt with the count at 2-1. Here comes the pitch right down the middle. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Parker Martin playing third base, had been playing in. Now with 2 strikes, he'll get behind the baseline, play normal depth, playing a little bit off the line for a righty.
Rose with the break even from the windup and the delivery, fouled straight back into the netting. Count holding 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right above Ron Agnew, the Martinsburg Journal photographer. He is A-OK as he puts the hand up. That one just above him. I wonder if he got a good shot of that ball coming right back towards him.
Gave you the thumbs up that I think he did.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Check out the Journal online. See if you can find that shot of that baseball coming right back. Rose taking his time, ready again with that 2-2 delivery. Good fastball, a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to get it started for Zach Rose.
And 2 quick outs. We have about 11 pitches to the first 2 batters. So both batters have seen a 2-2 count. A good foul off by Alt to see pitch number 6. And we'll see if the number 3 batter, the catcher, Lane Hours, can put something in play here.
Hours, another right-hand batter. Rose with a good breaking pitch to start the at-bat. That one off the outside corner, but then snapped in across that outside edge of the plate for strike 1. So he's mixing his pitches very nicely in the early going of this one. Open stance in that right-hand box for Hours, who swings, lifts it softly into right field. Coming in on it and making the head-high grab on the run is Hunter Coe, and the side is retired. Good start to the game for Zach Rose. A pair of strikeouts followed by a fly out to right. He'll set down Moorefield in order in their first at bat. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Moorefield nothing, and Berkeley post 14 coming to bat.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
We welcome you back into Appleman Park, home of the Musselman Appleman, and for the month of June, home of Berkeley Post 14 in American Legion baseball. In the month of July, the Legion team will make their way out to Hedgesville, where Eagle Field will serve as their home digs. Everybody trying to do a little work on their fields during the summer months. Berkeley Post coming to the plate, bottom of inning number 1 in a scoreless matchup against Moorefield. Seth Cullors, right-hander on the hill, going through his warm-up tosses, working with catcher Lane Hours. Jake Frederick is at first with Chase Alt at second. Garrett Haggerty, the shortstop. Quentin Oates plays third. Garrett Van de Veter is in left. Jake Hours in center, and Jonathan Mallow in right. Matt, I know you looked at me because Van de Veter is just a fun name to say.
It is. It's one of those ones that takes you a few seconds to kind of sound your way through, but once you get it, it's one of the ones that's just going to roll off your tongue the entire game. And one of the ones you'll remember. That's one of those names you'll remember is one of the unique ones you get to call.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, cloudy skies. You said the lights weren't on as we were getting started. They are now on.
I'll take credit for that.
So, yeah, good job. Maybe no one else caught it. But, the lights are on. Still will probably be another inning or so before they take a whole lot of effect, although this is a tough time to be an outfielder because this is that tough sky with the cloud cover sometimes to pick up that baseball off the bat.
Yeah, but the infielders have a tough time here when it's not overcast. That sun setting is really rough here at Appleman Park, so I think they'll take these conditions over the bright summer sun coming down and having to find a ball, especially that left side of the infield and left and center field.
Getting it started, center fielder Kyle Farmer stepping into the right-hand box to face the right-hander Seth Cullors. First pitch of the bottom of inning number 1, right down the middle for strike 1.
Kyle Farmer in the leadoff spot playing center field today, the former Martinsburg Bulldog.
Back from college to play this summer with the Legion team. A 1 delivery, working outside 1 ball and 1 strike. Notice a number of players that will still be eligible to play Legion ball coming out of Potomac State. There are a number of players on each of the area teams from there. 1-1 pitch lifted in the air, softly into left center field, into his right, Jake Hours. The center fielder can't get to it, and he'll play it on a bounce as Farmer has the leadoff single.
And a good piece of hitting by Farmer, was a little bit ahead on that one, was able to bloop it right over Haggerty at shortstop and falling into left center field for a single. Good leadoff at bat for Farmer. Didn't see a whole lot of pitches, only 3, but saw when he wanted to drive and is able to get on base, and no outs, runner on first for Corey Daly.
And a lot of options right now for Trip Tobin, the head coach or manager for Berkeley, with a speedy runner at first. Corey Daly at the plate, and he takes high ball 1. Daly pretty good bat control as well. Frederick holds the runner at first. Daly, the second baseman, has that back foot right on the back line of the right-hand batter's box as he checks up and takes ball 2 down and in. Good lead at first by Farmer. Stretches it out again as Cullors works from the stretch, looks over his shoulder at that runner, and delivers to the plate. And here is a letter high strike. Daly wanted to swing, held up, but it was a called strike.
And I think he would have been a little too late on that pitch. Probably would have just fouled it off if he got a piece of it at all. So maybe not the worst thing in the world. That bat didn't get all the way around.
2 balls, 1 strike the count. There goes the runner, and the pitch misses high. Throw down, and in time they got him. Good throw from Lane Hours with the second baseman Chase Alt fielding that one and applying the tag. Farmer caught stealing for out number 1.
Yeah, I thought Farmer got a pretty good jump, but as you said, a great throw from Hours. And stepping back in will be Corey Daly. It'll be a 3-1 count.
Yep, 3-1 to Daly as that last pitch was up. Hours did get a good pitch to throw down on as he was already coming up to get that one and then could go right into his throwing motion. Daly fouls the 3-1 back out of play, and it's a full count, 3-2. So Farmer caught stealing, 1 away, bases empty now. No score, bottom half of inning number 1. Hunter Coe in the on-deck circle. Daly awaiting the payoff pitch. Here's that 3-2, and he'll foul it straight back. Count will hold full. Tried to blow the fastball by him, but Daly able to get around on it. You want to see a pretty good video, go to the Berkeley Post 14 Baseball Facebook page. There's a good shot of Daly from over the weekend racking a double. And it's a shot from the first base dugout side and really just a neat look to it. Well, Daly takes that 3-2 pitch up and in. That is ball 4. And Berkeley has another base runner. Now with 1 down, Daly is at first for Hunter Coe.
Makes that throw out at second that much bigger. Kyle Farmer, if he's on second, and you're looking at Coe with a runner in scoring position and possibly looking to advance 2 runners in a scoring position with just 1 out.
Hunter Coe, first pitch swinging, pops it up, first base side. This one back out of play for strike 1. Boy, Coe has been swinging a hot bat in the early part of the Legion season as well. Several home runs. He's been putting the bat on the ball, helping to lead this team. Why he's in that number 3 spot in the order. He awaits. Here's that 0-1. Misses inside and hits him right between the 1 and the 2 on that jersey. Hit by the pitch. He'll take first base. Runners now at first and second with 1 away. That was a breaking pitch of some sort that just got away from Colors, came up and in and never broke. It just kept coming in until all Coe could do is turn and take it in the back.
Yeah, and Coe wore it. He knew that it was going to come in, and it didn't bail out of the way. And that brings up the always dangerous Brady Weaver.
And Weaver, first pitch swinging, lines it foul, back over the backstop and the press box as that one gets out of play. Watch out down on the other end. I remember Scott Jenkins down there taking one through the glass a few years ago. That somehow got through all of that netting and shattered the glass right in front of him doing the PA. Thankfully, he was okay, and they got the mess cleaned up. Weaver takes this one high, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was that same type of a line drive. I mean, really hard, barely clearing the backstop netting, but getting over the press box out of play. 1-1 the count. The runners with their leads, and here's a slow ground ball towards the shortstop. Charging in on it, Haggerty. His only play will be at first. A good stretch, but no, he couldn't stay on the bag as Jake Frederick pulled that one in, but ended up with his foot sliding off the bag. All hands are safe as Daly goes to third, Coe goes to second, and Weaver is aboard at first.
And I thought there was a chance that Haggerty was going to have a play at second base to try to get Hunter Coe. You knew the ball was hit too slow to be a double play ball, as our umpires will get together and have a quick conversation. They're going to say the call will stand on the field safe at first. But I thought for sure that Haggerty would have had a quick play at second based on where he was. Again, too slow of a roller off the bat of Brady Weaver to turn two, but I'm not sure that was the easiest play to make.
That'll be an E6 on the throw from Haggerty, loading the bases with one out for Ethan Wilson, and he takes a belt-high fastball for strike one. So it's been a single, a walk, a hit by pitch, and an error as the first 4 batters found a way on. Kyle Farmer caught stealing for an out, so no runs in yet with the bases loaded and 1 away, and Wilson looks at a fastball just off that outside corner. It's 1-1.
Wilson, the only guy in this lineup today playing at his home ballpark, the only player from Musselman in today's starting 9.
Here comes the 1-1 at the knees for a called strike 2 as Wilson let that one go by. Now down in the count 1-2. Open stance in the right-hand batter's box. The runners with their leads. Frederick at first place in front of the runner there. 1-2 on the way. Fastball high and outside. Good eye by Wilson. He lays off, and it's 2-2, and a throw back to the pitcher from the catcher, getting away from Colors. Good heads-up play by Chase Alt, the second baseman, quickly getting to it. That's a free ball at that moment in time. Runners could try to advance, but at their own risk, obviously. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and it's a bouncing ball in the hole at short, backhanded by the shortstop. Nice play by Haggerty as he throws to Oates at third for the force out there. That will be the second out of the inning, but a run will score as Corey Daly comes home from third as Berkeley takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and a good job by Haggerty there, making the what I thought was the easiest play. Momentum was taking him to third base, pops up, makes the easy, quick little toss to Quentin Dates at third base, and the second out of the inning. So now any base is active, first, second, or third. Runners on first and second.
Yeah, Weaver is the runner at second. Wilson aboard at first, reaching on that 6-5. A fielder's choice brings up Jamison Matthew, who takes ball 1. 2 outs with a run in for Berkeley, leading 1-0. 1-0 on the way. In there for a strike now, 1-1 to Matthew. One of 3 Hedgesville standouts in the lineup today for Berkeley Post. You may be wondering, well, where's the big Hedgesville name as the 1-1 pitch is due? Here it comes. That one misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. You would be thinking of Chase DeLauder.
He is at JMU, enrolling early, taking classes during the week, so he's a part of this team if they have games on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But during the week, he will not be participating for the most part.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right back down the road to JMU where he's working out there and already taking classes. Matthew swings through a high fastball on the 2-1. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. A run in the inning, and runners still at first and second. 2-2 the count to Matthew. 2 down. Colors trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. Here is that break. Even a swing and a miss. He got him, and the side is retired. All in all, not a bad effort from Seth Cullors as he got himself into a jam thanks in part to a walk and a hit batter. Defense didn't help committing an error behind him, but he gives up just one base hit and ultimately a fielder's choice ground ball that gives Ethan Wilson a run batted in. The strikeout ends the half inning, and as we go to the second, your score is now Berkeley 1 and Moorefield nothing.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
Matt and Matt with you with Caleb Falero back at the studio. Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 coverage of American Legion baseball. 1-0 Berkeley post 14 with the lead over Moorefield post 64. Moorefield to the plate with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due. They'll face Zach Rose, who in that first inning needed 13 pitches, 9 of those for strikes, as he set down the side in order. A pair of strikeouts to get it started against Mallow and Alt, and then got Lane Hours on a fly ball to right. First batter he'll face in this second inning, Jake Frederick. He's the first baseman. He'll be followed by Jake Hours, the center fielder, and then Garrett Haggerty, the shortstop.
I was impressed with Rose in that first inning, changing locations, changing speeds, changing pitches. So see what he comes out with here in inning number 2.
The left-hander with the first pitch hit off the end of the bat on a sinking liner to the first baseman, Jamison Matthew, who grabs that one right off the top of the dirt. The line out for Frederick, 1 pitch, 1 out in this top of the second.
It's not a bad way to start. If you're Rose, good heads-up play by Jamison Matthew at first base. Ball that was sinking. Close to what was going to be an in-between one hopper. He was able to take about a half step in and grab that before he was able to hit the dirt.
1 away for Jake Hours. Right-hand batter with a slightly open stance as he stands in the box. And he takes the first pitch, just up and away, ball 1. Moorefield off to that 0-3 start to the year, played over the weekend at the Hillbilly Hardball Classic. Coach Reed telling us not at full strength in that tournament either, as they've been missing players here in the early part of the season. Hours takes down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Hours tall and lean in that right-hand box. Awaits the 2-0 delivery. Rose misses outside with that one. We would have it 3 balls in, no strikes.
Yeah, once again, Parker Martin playing inside the baseline in the infield grass at third base. Possibly expecting a leadoff bunt, so I'll do that to a couple different batters back in that first inning.
Here comes that 3-0, and it misses high, ball 4. Did not go to a 3-ball count on any batter in that first inning, and now has thrown 4 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone, walking Hours with 1 out in this second.
Hours now becomes the first base runner of this ball game for Moorefield.
Jamison Matthew will hold him on. See what type of a lead Hours gets with the left-hander on the hill. The batter at the plate is Garrett Haggerty. He takes down and in for ball 1. So 5 straight now.
And that was a borderline pitch. I thought that one could have very easily been a strike on that lower third. Apparently caught a little too much of that batter's box.
All right, here's a strike. The 1-0 right down the heart of the plate, right around knee high. So all in all, a good pitch for Rose. Didn't give the batter anything to hit. Not that Haggerty was probably swinging anyway, right? 5 straight pitches out of the zone. You're telling the young man, be patient. Well, there's the throw to first. The runner was on the way to second. The throw grabbed by Matthew, but his throw to Barger, the shortstop, a one-hopper, and diving in head first, Jake Hours will get the stolen base.
He got a very good jump, but I don't think Rose saw it immediately off the bat. So he had to it was a very kind of lackadaisical throw back over to first base at the last minute. Jameson Matthew made a good throw over to Ryan Barger at short, but a little too low.
So they count 1-1 to Haggerty with a runner in scoring position. A swing and a miss at this pitch makes it a ball and 2 strikes. So the tying run in scoring position here in the top of the second. Moorefield trailing 1-0.
You now know what kind of speed you have at second in Jake Hours, so a ball that finds the outfield grass, odds are he's probably at least going to try to score.
Off-speed pitch slowly hit towards the shortstop. Cutting it off is Martin, the third baseman, but he pulls up on it a little too quickly. It hits off the webbing of the glove right back down to the grass, and the error will allow Haggerty to reach at first. Hours with the play in front of him had to hold at second.
And it was a good job by Barger wheeling around to cover third base to keep Hours at second, and he caught it perfectly. Parker Martin got right in front of that baseball. Looked like it was going to be a pretty routine play. Just picked his body up too quickly.
Brings to the plate Colors, and Seth Colors on the first pitch gets jammed, hits a little flare towards Martin. The third baseman fields it, throws behind the runner at second, and Hours is doubled off, and just like that, the double play ends the half inning.
That was a good heads-up play by Parker Martin. Hours stuck in no man's land, got a secondary lead, and by the time he realized what happened, it wasn't even worth going back to second base. He knew Martin was going to be able to pick him off easily for the double play.
Well, despite a walk and an error, a scoring opportunity for Moorefield, but they will leave one runner stranded as the double play ends the inning, and we have played an inning and a half here at Musselman with the score Berkeley 1, Moorefield 0.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it, and we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
It's a 1-0 Berkeley post lead over Moorefield here in American Legion baseball, going to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due for Berkeley, facing Seth Colors. The starter for Moorefield threw 25 pitches in that first inning, 14 of those for strikes. Gave up a run on 1 hit. There was an error behind him as well. He walked a batter, hit a batter, but then got the big strikeout to end the inning, stranding runners at first and second.
If you're looking for the Nationals game, currently in a rain delay, and to be honest with you, looking at the, oh, there it is. Okay, my map just refreshed. Yeah, some nasty storms going through D.C. right now, so currently in a rain delay for the second straight night. So hopefully they can at least get a few innings in tonight, or at least do something with this game tonight. Already a doubleheader scheduled for tomorrow. That'll be a 1:05 first pitch for the game that was supposed to happen yesterday, and then the regularly scheduled 7:05 pitch. It was supposed to be the third game of this series.
I would imagine a back-to-back rainout would mean they would make it up later in the year.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Parker Martin to bat to get this bottom of the second started, and he takes ball 1 down low from Seth Colors. In no way you're going to make them play doubleheaders back-to-back days. These teams play each other so many times.
What is it, 19 times at each?
In your division. Yeah. So you've got that opportunity later in the year as the 1-0 pitch works down low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. It's only the second time that the Phillies have come to D.C. The first time was that brief 2-game series when Harper made his return. We were down there for that one.
And that one had rain involved.
Yes, it did. Yeah, well, we were surprised they started that one when they did. Martin taking, and that 2-0 pitch finds the corner for strike 1. 2-1 to the Berkeley third baseman, right-hand batter. Feet just about parallel to one another in that batter's box. Front foot slightly leaning down towards that third base line. He'll watch this pitch that misses down low. 3 balls and a strike. And we saw a walk and a hit batter from Colors in that first inning. Managed to pitch around it. See if he can battle back now, facing Martin with a 3-1 pitch due. The right-hander ready and the delivery. And it's a ground ball off the hands towards the second baseman. Alt has it in the sidearm throw to first in time to get him. Martin got jammed on that 3-1.
Yeah, really an inside-out swing. He was a little late on it, and the ball that jammed him up at the hands was just able to hit a dribbler to the right side. A good job by Chase Alt. And like you said, a little bit of sidearm action, just whipping it over to first base. You saw some speed out of the box for Parker Martin on a slow hit ball. It was one of the more routine balls a second, but a lot of speed by Parker Martin.
1 down, nobody aboard. Ryan Barger, shortstop and number 8 hitter, stands in. Martinsburg Bulldog during the high school season takes a pitch that misses up and in for ball 1. And good to see the guys from all of the different schools together. Now I say all. I should correct that because it's not really all, and that's partially due to restrictions on the number of student population as Barger takes a pitch that misses outside. It's 2-0 as we talked with Trip Tobin. Said he, obviously wanted to take players from all 4 of the schools here in Berkeley County, but could not take them from Spring Mills because it would have gone over the number of students that were allowed total in the schools that you were selecting from. As Barger takes a called strike, now 2 balls and a strike.
And the kids from Jefferson High School able to come over because there is no team in Jefferson County Legion-wise to play, so that is the reason they could cross county lines and come play for Berkeley Post 14.
Now that 2-1, and it's a line drive towards the second baseman. A diving attempt by Chase Alt as he moved to his right, but it's beyond his reach and out into right center, and Ryan Barger has a 1-out single.
That's a great effort by Alt, but I think even if he's able to knock that down, I think Barger's probably safe at first regardless. A good piece of hitting, driving into center field. And number 8 batter on is Dylan McCartney. Today's starting catcher will step in. We're number 21 in that right-handed batter's box.
We know Barger has some good speed, stretching out his lead as Frederick holds him at first base. Colors, turns, makes that throw over, paying close attention. Got to imagine that head coach Trip Tobin might be willing to put a man in motion. He did with Farmer in that first inning, albeit Farmer got caught stealing.
Details.
McCartney trying to be patient in the right-hand box, awaiting that first pitch as Colors continues to pay attention to the runner at first. And here comes the pitch inside, ball 1.
And when Colors is missed, he's missed so far today inside. A relatively small sample size, one with the first inning and 2 batters in this inning, but for the most part, when he's missed, it's been inside.
1-0 pitch hit on a line towards the shortstop. A backhand stab by Haggerty throws behind the runner at first, but Barger back in on that head-first dive, and Haggerty almost let that one play him as he kind of held his ground, then reached out backhanded and played that liner right off the top of the dirt.
And that was a bang-bang play at first, and I think if you have an umpire that's on the first base side of the field umpire playing right at about second base right now, I think there's a chance Barger may get called out on that one. I think he only got in by about half a hand, if anything.
Haggerty showing the strong arm after grabbing that one, throwing behind the runner at first. 2 outs with that runner on back to the top of the order, and Kyle Farmer taking strike 1. Farmer reached on a single out into left center. His first time up. That came on a 1-1 pitch. 0-1 here, works down low and outside, bounces away from ours, but only a few feet to his right. He'll pick it up in the grass just outside of that dirt circle around home plate. The runner holds at first as the count goes to 1-1. The base paths from home to first and from third to home are grass here at Appleman Park. The dirt circle, the dirt mound, and then the dirt infield that goes around from first to third. On the 1-1 pitch, Farmer takes this one down low. May have missed away as well, 2-1. Colors trying to get the final out and get out of this inning without any damage after giving up the 1-out single to Barger. Here comes that 2-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Good pitch down under the hands of Farmer.
Yeah, a little speed taken off of that one by Colors. And Farmer just jammed. Wasn't really going to be able to do a whole lot with that pitch, even if he did make contact. Now the count even. Deuces are wild. 2-2, 2 outs here in inning number 2.
See if Barger is going. No, P stays, and the pitch lifted in the air into that gap in right center. Could be trouble. Long run for the center fielder. He'll try to play it on a bounce. It gets by Hours, backing up the play. Mallow, the right fielder, but he stumbles and falls as he picks it up. By the time he can get it back into the infield, Barger has come around to score from first. Farmer is at second. He'll have an RBI double, and Berkeley takes a 2-0 lead.
And you saw Jake Hours move over along with Mallow. And I don't know if there's a little hole out there or just losing some footing out there with the outfielders. Both seem to stumble a little bit trying to get to that baseball.
So it brings up Corey Daly with another run in scoring position as Farmer stands at second after that RBI double. Daly drew a walk and scored in the first inning, and he takes high ball 1. A nice piece of hitting by Farmer, taking that pitch the other way. Daly near the back of the right-hand box holds the bat out off of that back shoulder almost flat as he gets himself geared up to swing. Takes this pitch that misses. 2 balls, no strikes. So a run in each of the first 2 at-bats right now for Berkeley. Here comes the pitch, and it's a line drive past the pitcher out into center field. Hours charging on it. He scoops it up and will not make the throw to the plate as he ends up bobbling it and ultimately dropping it. It'll still be a single and an RBI for Daly as Farmer rounding third never broke stride. He was going to force Hours to try to throw him out at the plate, but Hours could never get a handle on the baseball.
And a little bit of 2-out magic, back-to-back RBI in the top of the order. Kyle Farmer and Corey Daly.
3-0 now the lead for Berkeley as Hunter Coe stands in. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Batting now with 2 outs and that runner at first. Colors to the plate, pitch down low and outside. That'll be a wild pitch going through to the backstop. It caroms off of that concrete backstop and right back out to Lane Hours, but he has no play as Daly moves to second on that wild pitch.
Hunter Coe at the plate. Now a duck on the pond, and with 2 outs, Daly's going to be moving on contact of the bat. Hunter Coe hit by a pitch in his first at-bat back in the first.
A really tough part of this Berkeley lineup as the fastball again misses outside to Coe. This time Hours able to get that arm across there and make the backhand catch on that pitch, holding the runner at second. 2-0 the counts.
Yeah, tough lineup. Even if you think you're painting the corners, a lot of these hitters can find something to do with balls on the corner.
2-0 pitch hit in the air into right field. Mallow coming in on it is there and makes the grab. And Coe on the 2-0 pitch flies out to right. It brings the inning to a close, but the damage is done. And with 2 outs in the inning, an RBI double with 2 outs from Kyle Farmer, followed by the RBI single from Corey Daly. Berkeley puts 2 more on the board, and as we go to inning number 3, your score is now Berkeley 3 and Moorefield 0.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Well, as we move to the top half of inning number 3, a 3-0 lead for Berkeley post 14, and we will have a defensive change. Manager, head coach Trip Tobin calling up to the press box to say that Justin Murphy will be taking over at second base for Corey Daly. Apparently Corey Daly just a little bit under the weather, or perhaps still maybe dealing with that hamstring that was bothering him over the weekend. And so we now see Murphy at second. You still have Matthew at first, Barger at short, and Martin at third, with McCartney behind the plate, Rose on the hill, Wilson in left, Coe in right, and Farmer in center.
Yeah, you saw manager Tobin kind of signal the back of the leg. So possibly on that single that Corey Daly hit in the bottom of the second, just re-aggravating it and not wanting to take any chances this early in the season.
And a game on the schedule for tomorrow evening. Quentin Oates, third baseman out of the number 8 spot in the order standing in, takes ball 1 from Zach Rose. Rose through 2 innings. We've got him at 23 pitches, 14 for strikes. No runs, no hits, has walked a batter, has struck out 2, has seen a batter reach on an error. Comes back on that 1-0 with strike 1 to Oates, now 1-1. Garrett Van de Veter in the on-deck circle. What are you laughing about?
Nothing at all.
Told you, it's fun to say.
It is, I agree.
Here's that 1-1 down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. And I got to admit, I thought it might have been Van de Vender when we were looking at the lineup card as it came up to us. Really hard to tell whether the letter there after the E at the end of the name was an A or an N. And so we found out it actually is an A, so it's Van de Veter. Waving a miss by Oates at the 2-1 pitch. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top half of inning number 3. Game scheduled to go 7 here on this Tuesday evening. A so far rain-free Tuesday evening. I'm knocking on wood. Off-speed pitch bounced right out in front of the plate. It will be a fair ball picked up by the catcher, and McCartney makes that throw to first and in time to get him.
Yeah, you usually don't see a ball hit that short unless it hit the plate or the batter on the way out. That only getting, about 3 feet in front of the batter's box? Easy play for Dylan McCartney to pop up out of his catcher's stance, take a few steps inside the base path to make a straighter throw. Good job by James and Matthew hauling it in down the first base line.
Yeah, we were keeping our eye on Dan Tapley as the plate umpire to see if he was going to signal a foul in any way, shape, or form, but he did not. So just the way that it came off the bat and down into the dirt in front of the plate, as good as a swinging bunt for out number 1. So there is Van de Veter, who has down in the count now, no balls and a strike. Left fielder and number 9 hitter in the right-hand batter's box. Near the back of the box takes this pitch high and outside. 1-1 the count. 1 down, nobody on. Jonathan Mallow out of the leadoff spot in the on-deck circle. A run in the first, 2 in the second for Berkeley as they hold that 3-0 lead. The 1-1 from Rose, down and in. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Everybody kind of flinching on that. The home plate umpire making sure he doesn't get in the way. Had a good scoop at the plate by Dylan McCartney. Nobody on, so if it gets by, nothing hurt, but it's still good practice in those situations with nobody on to see how good your reflexes are and try to keep it in front of you.
2-1 pitch, a wave and a miss. 2-2 the count now, and Van de Veter helped him out.
Yeah, he did. Some happy feet at the plate. I'm not sure he really wanted to swing at that pitch. It was definitely low and away. Would have been ball 3. I just wanted to make contact in that number 9 spot.
Now that 2-2 off-speed pitch down and in, a swing and a miss. Dylan McCartney digs it out of the dirt and applies the tag to Van de Veter before he can ever come out of that right-hand batter's box. That goes down as a strikeout. The out officially 2 unassisted for the second out of the inning. Strikeout number 3 for Zach Rose. 2 of the 3 have been swinging. The first was looking. 2 down with nobody on for Jonathan Mallow. His first time up. Got caught looking at a 2-2 pitch. The left-hand batter watches. A fastball belt high for strike 1. Rose has been very effective. Done a solid job of getting ahead of hitters, which is always key in this game of baseball. There's an off-speed pitch, breaking down and away from the left-hander Mallow. Checked up on the swing. It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, good hold at a ball that was starting right over the heart of the plate. Then at the last minute, broke back into that right-hand batter's box to the lefty. Good pitch by Zach Rose. On 2 strikes, you're probably going to get a lot of left-handed hitters to chase that.
1-1 pitch taken at the knees for a strike. Now it's 1-2. 2 outs with the bases empty. Chase all to do next in this Moorefield lineup Just 9 players making the trip to play in this one this evening. 1 ball, 2-strike pitch, breaks away outside. 2-2 now to the left-hand batter.
Very similar to the first ball he threw. A little more up, but same, starting right over the heart of the plate and then breaking into that left-handed batter's box.
Now that 2-2, that one misses up and in as Mallow ducks out of the way of ball 3. I'm starting to notice some umbrellas popping up in the stands off the first base side. A couple of umbrellas up off the third base side as well, so we may be seeing a few sprinkles beginning to fall around the area. The 3-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way. That one down low and inside. And how about the at-bat for Jonathan Mallow to fall behind in the count but ultimately draw the base on balls?
It was a good eye at the plate because there was a couple of good breaking balls thrown by Zach Rose that Mallow was able to hold up on. You're going to get a lot of players that are going to chase those and help Zach Rose out. Good at-bat by Jonathan Mallow, and the reason, or I'm sure one of the reasons, he's in that leadoff spot.
Second walk allowed by Rose. Throw over to first and nearly got Mallow. He was leaning the wrong way, but Rose didn't get the ball over quite fast enough, and the throw a little high and wide. And as Jamison Matthew pulled it in and tried to apply the tag, it was too late. So the first pitch to Chase Alt, belt high for strike 1. And we got a little bit of rain off to the west, making its way east, and so we're just starting to maybe get a little bit of a sprinkle. We'll keep an eye on it, see if it might pass quickly. Another throw over to first. This time Mallow read it better and got back more quickly. Also didn't have a very big lead as he went back in standing.
Yeah, only about 2 steps.
Lane Hours due next. If Alt is able to keep the inning going, he swings through this 0-1 pitch, now 0-2. Rose, a nice job working that outside corner to these right-hand batters. Go back, he got Mallow on the outside corner as a left-hand batter on that very first at-bat of the game. A breaking pitch here, a swing and a line drive and a backhand stab by the shortstop Ryan Barger. I thought that one was going to get by him, but he reached up and made the play.
Yeah, I think if that ball's hit about 2 more feet to the left over towards third base, that's probably a single to the left field for Chase Alt. A great read by Barger and a full extension of that left arm for out number 3.
Well, they do get a base runner, does Moorefield. With 2 outs, it was a walk to Mallow, but the line out by Alt brings the inning to a close. And as we go to the bottom of the third, it remains Berkeley 3 and Moorefield 0.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
It's really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering a quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I'm beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Moving to the bottom half of inning number 3. Some light sprinkles beginning to fall around the area. Checking out the radar, a little bit of a system off to our west, kind of moving to the east, and may give us just a little bit of shower activity over the, we'll say, next half hour or so. We'll wait and see how it plays out. Still in a rain delay, we believe, down in D.C., although if you check the Twitter page, you may never know. We talked about that during Miller time. 3 hours of rain delay last night with fans kind of going, any updates? Anything going on? Are they playing baseball yet? Or
they told them there was a delay and didn't tell them anything else. So until told otherwise, unless told otherwise, you're in a delay.
Delays don't last 3 hours without some kind of information to give me an idea of whether we think we're playing baseball or not. Don't leave me hanging that long, Nats.
Have you met people that go to baseball games? You and I included.
I was going to say.
Everybody's a meteorologist. They know when the storms are coming through. They know when they're not, especially when you look at with technology now, getting all that stuff on your phone.
You young whippersnappers. I have no idea what it was like when you couldn't get the weather on your phone. You had to pick up grass and throw it in the air and lick your finger and hold it up to see where the wind was blowing. You have no idea. Brady Weaver getting the bottom of the third started. Fouls one back out of play for strike one. By the way, there's a baseball game going on out here. We should pay attention. Brady Weaver up for a second time. Reached on an error to the shortstop back in the first. A right-hand batter awaiting the 0-1 from Seth Cullors. It misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't think when I was a kid I'd throw grass up in the air and see which way the wind was blowing. You
go in for the in-between inning breaks at home and grab the icy pop out of the freezer and suck down 2 of those and go right back out and play again. Didn't matter if it was 105 or whatever the temperature was. 1-1 pitch fouled straight back into the screen. 1-2 to Weaver, serving as the DH in this one tonight, batting for starting pitcher Zach Rose. Let me check. American Legion Baseball, the DH can only bat for the pitcher, correct? Do they work that way? Yes, that's what I thought. Unlike the high school game where that DH might be able to, bat for anybody else in the lineup. Weaver takes, and the 1-2 pitch misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a DH in Legion Baseball will always be for that pitcher.
A true DH.
Yes, which is your favorite spot in the lineup. The 2-2 delivery, working outside 3-2. You don't mind a DH in a situation like this, right?
Not at this level, no.
But
I think you get to the major leagues, you should be able to hit a baseball.
Give me
pitcher
the DH.
Or not.
Pitchers aren't hitters, especially in this specialty day and age. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery. Here it comes. Lifted, foul, and out of play first base side. Count holds full to Weaver. Pitch count beginning to get up there a little bit for Cullors. We had him at 25 in the first, 22 in the second, so 47 pitches through 2 innings, and he's thrown 6 more already here. So 53 pitches, and we don't even have an out yet in the 3rd inning. So we'll see just how deep the pitching may be with only 9 players available today for manager, head coach Kevin Reed and his team. Here's a swing and a line shot into the gap in right center, just to the left of the 350 sign. It'll be the center fielder Hours, who runs it down, hits his cutoff in the throw to third. Not in time as Brady Weaver leads off the bottom of the 3rd with a sliding triple.
And we had Weaver in studio last night for Miller time, and we jokingly, because he's a catcher, would get the courtesy runner an awful lot. We joked with him and asked how his speed was. Pretty good right there, getting in there. Probably could have been a stand-up triple.
Yep, went the other way with that 3-2 pitch after fouling 1 away. Took that one on that outside edge and went into that right center field gap, and he's just 90 feet away for Ethan Wilson. Had an RBI fielder's choice his first time up. A ground ball that went 6-5 with the bases loaded that allowed a run to score, and Wilson takes high and outside for ball 1. So 3-0 the score for Berkeley Post, but a chance to add to it. Chance to score in each of their first 3 at-bats. Here's a fastball Wilson takes. That one misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. So Wilson with an RBI. Farmer has an RBI. Daly an RBI. Daly now out of the game as Justin Murphy took over at second base in the last half inning. Here's a pitch that misses high to Wilson. 3 balls, no strikes.
And on the post 14 side, we only have Zach Rose, who has thrown 42 pitches so far. Some action down in the bullpen down the left field line. Not sure whether that would be for this game today or getting ready possibly for that game tomorrow.
Here comes that 3-0 delivery. It is a strike on the outside edge. The count to Wilson 3-1. And it looks like Parker Martin, who's playing third base, who is down in the bullpen throwing. So as you mentioned, don't know if that's for today or not, but at least getting some work in. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Wilson comes up empty as the count goes full.
We've mentioned the game tomorrow a couple times. It'll be against Romney right back here, post 41. That'll be a 6:30 first pitch, so a half hour earlier than tonight's, or about 40 minutes earlier than tonight's actually was.
3-2 pitch taken on the outside corner. It's a called strike 3. Wilson seemed to know that one as he turned and immediately made his way back towards that third base dugout. Give Cullors credit. That's a nice pitch.
Yeah, 3-0 at one point, and Cullors battled back, and Wilson just didn't look ready to hit on that 3-2 pitch. I don't know if he was expecting something different, but you said it, just knew it immediately and walked right back to the dugout.
Brings up Jamison Matthew. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. The right-hand batter fouls the first pitch out of play, first base side for strike one.
And you got to think that's something he's trying to work on this summer, a strikeout guy a little higher than he would have liked back in the spring season out at Hedgesville. So probably one of those checkpoints for this summer that he wants to work on.
The 0-1 pitch due to Jamison Matthew, right-hand batter. Takes a pitch down low and outside, gets by the catcher. The runner breaks for the plate, and the throw to the pitcher covering and not in time. Thought they may have a chance the way that one caromed off that concrete backstop. Lane Hours got to it pretty quickly, but his throw to Colors covering at the plate a little low went right by him and down towards the third baseman. And Brady Weaver catches a little bit of a break coming home from third on the wild pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Hours got to it in plenty of time. Had to double clutch a little, but didn't quite get it in his hand the way he wanted it to, sliding in, and then having to rush to throw a little bit more than he wanted to, and Colors couldn't bring it in at the plate.
Here comes that 1-1 to Matthew, down low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. So Weaver scores on the wild pitch. Now at least 1 run in each of the first 3 at-bats for Berkeley Post, extending the lead to 4-0. Well, as much as we talked about those light showers coming through and looking at the radar, umbrellas have now been put away. So whatever little shower it was, it has passed. Matthew taking, and the 2-1 down low gets by Hours again to the backstop. 3 balls and a strike. 1 out, bases empty, a run in here in this bottom of the third inning. This Berkeley Post team looking to pick up a victory and improve their record to 7-2, their first home game of the season. Here comes the 3-1, and that one works outside. Again, getting away from Hours. That is ball 4. Second walk to go along with a hit batter in this one for Seth Colors.
And Colors a little wild during the last couple at-bats. He was able to battle back against Ethan Wilson, but wild in that at-bat against Jamison Matthew.
Well, brings up Parker Martin, who had been throwing a little bit in the bullpen down the left field line, makes his way back into the dugout, grabs a bat, and heads to the plate. Up for a second time. He's 0 for 1, had a ground out to second his first time up here. Lines it over the head of the second baseman. That's in there for a hit. Matthew making his turn, heading for third, and he'll get there, going from first to third on the single from Martin, putting runners at the corners.
Good hitting by Parker Martin, inside-out swing, sending it to the opposite field, being held to a single, but a good job by Jamison Matthew on the base paths, turning a single and moving 2 bases on it. Now runners at the corners.
And funny, as you mentioned, that inside-out swing. Remember, Martin got jammed on a 3-1 pitch with that same type of swing, but it came off the fist and went to the second baseman as Alt threw him out in that second inning. This time got the barrel on it and lined it right over the head of Alt, and it puts runners at the corners with just 1 away for Ryan Barger.
Lane Hours stepping out in front of the plate, giving that first and third defense. Now Colors getting set, ready for the first pitch.
Well, there goes the runner as Barger shows bunt, takes the pitch, throw, cut off by the pitcher. He'll turn and look the runner back to third. A stolen base for Martin without the benefit of the throw going all the way through. It was a strike to Ryan Barger, who showed bunt just to allow that opportunity for Martin to get into scoring position. Barger, a single his first time up, came around to score in that second inning. Takes a fastball for strike 2 here.
Yeah, come around to score on that RBI double by Kyle Farmer into right center.
Already a 4-0 lead, a chance for Berkeley to stretch that lead out even more with just 1 out and 2 in scoring position. Barger awaiting. Here comes that 0-2 delivery, and it is outside. You could see the mitt of Lane Hours as he tried to pull that one back in and frame it.
And it is not quite the fluid motion that you need to frame a pitch that far outside.
Here comes that 1-2 delivery. And that one, a fastball up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Starting to see some umbrellas and even a rain poncho or 2 coming out. But you notice, you look down, the wily veteran John Lowry Sr. got the hat on, the T-shirt, hadn't moved. Enjoying good conversation with Zach Rose's dad taking in the ball game, rain or no rain. I think he's been out in the rain a few times at a ballpark. What do you think? 2-2 pitch taken by Barger on the outside corner. It is a called strike 3.
So 2 strikeouts in the inning. Now gives 3 on the game for Seth Colors.
And both of them in this half inning have been looking. So Berkeley's got to get the bat off the shoulder. Try to put a ball in play as Dylan McCartney stands in now with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. If Cullors gets out of this, giving up just 1 run, he will have played another Houdini act like he did in the first. Swinging away, McCartney lifts it in the air into center field, ranging in and to his left. It's Jake Hours who pulls it in, and McCartney's out on 1 pitch, and a great job by Cullors.
There's that Houdini act you talked about, and the only run scoring was a pass ball, so not even technically an earned run going to come across there.
Yeah, the leadoff triple. Weaver does come home to score thanks to that wild pitch. Ultimately would have scored on the single from Parker Martin. So Berkeley Post manages to get a run across. They've scored at least 1 in each of their first 3 at-bats. And as we go to inning number 4, it is Berkeley 4 and Moorefield nothing.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
As we get ready for the top half of inning number 4, we welcome you back into Appleman Park, home of Musselman High School baseball and home of Berkeley Post 14 in American Legion baseball here in the month of June, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller, Caleb Valero, our studio engineer. Storyline through 3, Berkeley with 4 runs on 6 hits, an error, 5 left and 4 in scoring position. Moorefield, no runs, no hits with 1 error. They have stranded a pair and have not left a runner in scoring position. An RBI double for Kyle Farmer, an RBI single for Corey Daly, and an RBI ground out, helping to lead the way as well as that ground ball came from Ethan Wilson. Here we go to the top of the 4th with your play-by-play. Here's Matt.
Lane Hours set to lead it off for Moorefield here in the top of inning number 4. He flied out to right field, back in the first. Post 14 for Berkeley's already had the lineup going through a couple of times. Just the second at-bat now for Hours. He takes one low and inside, ball 1. Ball skipping away from Dylan McCartney. So he throws back out to Zach Rose, who's out for his 4th inning of work on the day. The starter for this Berkeley team. Count 1-0 to Hours, the catcher.
Well, this is an important game for both of these teams because this is area play. When you look it up, there are 22 senior Legion teams across the state of West Virginia, and 4 of those 22 reside here in this area. It's Berkeley, Moorefield, Romney, and Kingwood, which is the furthest away, about 2 hours or so. And so Kingwood has already hosted this Berkeley team in a doubleheader to open the season, and Berkeley got the wins there, 8-0 and 10-6.
Sure, if that went off Dylan McCartney in some way that we couldn't see. Pause for our home plate umpire, who seemed to be talking to McCartney a little bit. Now back in action, the 1-0 to Hours. That one low in the dirt. Another good block by the catcher, Dylan McCartney. Now the count 2-0 to Lane Hours, and McCartney will take a few steps in front of home plate, shake off that left hand, so maybe getting a little bit of the palm where that catcher's mitt doesn't quite cover. Count now 2-0 to his counterpart, Lane Hours, who stands in the open stance in that right-handed batter's box. Out of the windup, here's that 2-0 from Zach Rose. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
I'm digging the look. He's got the black socks and the short pants that barely come just below the knees.
Not quite the shorts that your Texas Rangers have shown recently.
Hunter Pence, Rugnet Odor, Guzman, others.
That 2-1 to Hours lifted down the right field line. That will get out of play, foul. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We mentioned the doubleheader sweep of Kingwood This Berkeley team has also already seen Romney, although I'm going to imagine that doesn't count as far as area play, as they met in a tournament over the weekend. And Romney actually took a 6-1 lead before Berkeley rallied for an 8-7 victory.
That break-even to ours. A swing and a miss. Drop by McCartney at the plate. He'll step inside the baseline, fire down to first base. The strikeout will be recorded 2-3, 4-1.
Another good pitch from Zach Rose for his 4th strikeout on the ballgame. As you said, from the get-go, inning number 1, he's really mixed his pitch as well.
Yeah, he's mixed the pitch as well. He's worked the zone very well, top to bottom, in to out. As another righty steps in, Jake Frederick, the first baseman. Again, a somewhat open stance, a check swing, but a called strike 1 at the plate. And Frederick lined out to Jamison Matthew back in the second inning to lead it off. That was the one that was just able to stay airborne that Matthew made a good play on. Here comes that 0-1. That one misses low and inside. Ball 1. Only took one pitch to get Frederick out back in the second. Now the count even 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of the windup, Rose ready. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Fastball for strike 2. In about belt high, inner third.
And there it is again. Going outside, coming back inside. He's really working both sides of the plate, keeping the hitters off balance.
So Rose ahead in the count 1-2 to Jake Frederick, the cleanup batter. Here comes that 1-2. A breaking ball, strike 3 looking. Back-to-back strikeouts to start inning number 4 for Zach Rose. Now 5 strikeouts on the day. And 2 outs on just 9 pitches to start this 4th inning for Zach Rose. Now just 51 thrown in the ballgame.
Yeah, very efficient with his pitches. Getting ahead of hitters and then able to put them away. You look at the top 4 guys in the order, and they've reached base only 1 time, and that was a walk to Mallow.
How to bring up Jake Hour. She lifts one to the right side into right field. Hunter Coe moving over to his left and hauling it in on the first pitch to Jake Hours. That'll be out number 3, so an efficient inning. Only 10 pitches thrown for Zach Rose. 2 strikeouts, 5 on the game, and a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th when we come back. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Nothing your score here at Appleman Park. Berkeley posts 14, having those 4 runs. Moorefield yet to get on the scoreboard yet in this one. The bottom of inning number 4, leading it off will be Kyle Farmer in the leadoff spot. So far in this one, Farmer 2 for 2. RBI double back in the second, and a single to get things started in the bottom of the 1st for post 14. Seth Cullors coming back out for his 4th inning of work. Have him at 72 pitches, 25 last inning, 22 in the second inning, 25 in that 1st inning. Berkeley post 14 has scored in all 3 innings they've been at the plate so far. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the bottom of the 2nd, and 1 in the bottom of the 3rd.
I'm going to imagine right now that we'll probably see Cullors as far as he can go up to that pitch limit. We were talking with Trip Tobin earlier about the pitching totals in Legion baseball, slightly different than in the high school game, and it was 105 pitches that would be the max, as opposed to what is it, 110 on the high school level. And you can finish out a batter, though. I mean, you could go a few over 105. If he's already at 72, having him right out there now, unless Berkeley really blows this one wide open, I'd imagine he's going to go as deep as he can.
Kyle Farmer does step in. First pitch he sees misses high above his head for strike one. Was over the heart of the plate, but did go above his head. Ball one.
And that rain has been a little more steady this time around. We've had a little intermittent showers over the last inning or so.
That 1-0 roped into left field for a leadoff single for Kyle Farmer. Makes him 3 for 3 on the day so far. 2 singles and a double. So the leadoff batter on again for Berkeley. Kyle Farmer in that first led it off with a single. In the second inning, the leadoff batter did not get on, but back in the third, it was a leadoff triple for Brady Weaver, so 3 of the first 4 innings for post 14. The leadoff batter has reached. Brings up Justin Murphy, who takes strike one on the outer third. Murphy replacing Corey Daly. And Daly, a single in the second, but I believe tweaked that hamstring again.
Had a walk his first time up, so an RBI, a run scored, and on base both times, so a good game for Daly. I saw him walking around here earlier down below the press box. I think he went to get a couple of foul balls. So with him up walking around, not too bad an injury.
Nah, just probably precautionary. Again, early in the season, a game tomorrow. The 0-1 misses outside, gets past hours at home plate, all the way back to the backstop and cruising into second base with the light jog is Kyle Farmer.
Now that'll be a wild pitch. Another one low and outside, and just nothing Hours could do. He got the glove out there on it, really didn't have time to shift the whole body, just had to try to throw the glove and the hand out there to knock that pitch down.
So now the 1-1 count up coming to Justin Murphy. His first at-bat of this ball game. Here comes that 1-1 pitch, fouled off over the netting down the first base line and out of play over the bleachers.
Matt, we talked in the last half inning, top of the fourth, with Moorefield at the plate. The top 4 guys in the order, 0 for 7 with a base on balls is all they've been able to do so far against Zach Rose. Look at the top 4 in the order for Berkeley. They have gotten the job done.
That 1-2 to Murphy, a scorcher back up the middle, gets right past Colors at the mound and into center field, coming around from a second to score easily on a wild throw is Kyle Farmer. Advancing on the throw to second base is Justin Murphy. So a RBI single for Justin Murphy, and advancing to second. And another inning with at least one tally on the board, make it 5-0 Berkeley over Moorefield.
All right, so add that base hit, and you're talking about Farmer in the leadoff spot being 3 for 3. Daly and Murphy now 2 for 2 with a walk. Hunter Coe with a hit by pitch and retired on a fly ball out, and then Weaver has reached on an error and tripled. So the top 4 in the order have gotten on base really all but one time so far through the first 3+ innings, and they've come around to score 4 of those 5 runs on the board.
Colors will step off and work Justin Murphy back to second base. Now we'll tow the pitching rubber out of the stretch. Brings up Hunter Coe. Coe was hit by a pitch in the first and flied out to right field. In inning number 2, the first pitch to him, low and outside, skipping in on the 1-hop. A good backhanded stop by Lane Hours. Count now 1-0 to Hunter Coe. And Berkeley hoping to, like you said, really break this one open. They've dominated this game from start to finish so far. The 1-0 to Coe. That one misses, low and away again. Ball 2 to the Hedgesville Eagle.
Well, still a rain delay going on right now down at Nationals Park.
Any updates from the Nationals Twitter page?
Maybe they'll get that series in.
Out of the stretch. Here's Colors with that 2-0 to Coe. A dribbler back to the left of the mound. Colors up with it. Will fire over to first, and air mails Jake Frederick at first base. Coming around to score will be Justin Murphy. Hunter Coe working around second will now get over to third base and stand up into third. He is safe. Just beating the throw by a few steps.
A 3-base error there for Colors as he grabbed that one. Knew he had to get it over to first quickly. With the rain coming down, you wonder if he lost the grip with that wet baseball as it came out of his hand, and no chance for Frederick at first. That was well up over his head, and then down the foul line. Plenty of foul territory here down both lines, and a long run for Jonathan Mallow, which allowed Coe to go all the way to third.
And Frederick didn't. It was one of those plays where he didn't even attempt to jump and get that baseball high enough above his head. It was just a turn and run situation. Standing at third now is Hunter Coe. Brady Weaver, and now stepping in, takes ball one low. Weaver had the leadoff triple back in the third. Would come around to score on a pass ball at the plate. See if he can drive in Hunter Coe from third, the teammate. Now ball hits sharply to shortstop, gets by Garrett Haggerty into left field. And that one, I believe, just going to be a sharply hit baseball for an RBI base hit, scoring Hunter Coe. Now the third run to come across here in the inning, 7-0 Berkeley.
Yeah, 3 singles and an error, helping to produce 3 runs with a runner at first base. And as we mentioned earlier, Colors may go as deep as he can, depending on how this Berkeley offense does. Well, with nobody out and 3 runs already in, and that lead out to 7-0, it looks like manager, head coach Kevin Reed going to have to make a move.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a move. So Colors is not going to come out of the game with only 9. It's just going to be a where's he going to go?
Yeah.
But the ball taken out of his hand. We'll see who he gives the ball to. Nobody quite yet.
Yeah.
Now, looks like somebody coming out of the dugout. Looks like it's going to be number 42 coming in to pitch. That'll be Jake Frederick. Frederick had been playing first base. We'll see who's going to play first base. Color's going to move over to what looks like shortstop. So maybe Garrett Haggerty going to go over to first base. We'll figure out what the defense looks like. Let's take a 1-minute break while Jake Fredericks gets in his warm-up pitches. It's 7-0 Berkeley. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Jake Fredericks finishing up his warm-up pitches for Seth Colors. He'll go 3 innings, 3+ innings. Not recording an out yet here in the bottom of inning number 4. Give up 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, while also hitting a batter. I believe it's going to be Garrett Haggerty going over to first base. So Seth Colors going to go to shortstop. So around the infield, it'll be Oates at third base, Colors at shortstop, Alt at second base, and Haggerty at first.
Let's see if Frederick can slow down this Berkeley Post team. 3 hits already in the inning, and as you mentioned, 9 hits on the ball game. It's a Berkeley team that will score runs, 69 through 8 games coming into today. That's an average of 8.5 runs a game. Defensively and on the mound, giving up only about 3.8 or just under 4 runs a game at 31 runs allowed. And right now, Zach Rose pitching the shutout in this one, a 7-0 Berkeley lead.
Ethan Wilson will be the first batter that Frederick faces. The right-hander steps in playing left field today. 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout looking in the third. Does have an RBI, a ground ball out, a fielder's choice back in the first. Scored the first run of the ball game. It was Corey Daly coming around. Runner standing at first is Brady Weaver, following the RBI single. First pitch to Wilson, just a bit low and away. Ball one.
And we saw Weaver with pretty good wheels, making his way around to third on a triple back in the third inning.
Here comes the 1-0. That one bounces in front of home plate. Moving up to second base is going to be Brady Weaver, bouncing over the head of Lane Hours at the plate. Not sure if that one hit the front of the plate or not. The way it bounced, I think it may have, going right over the head of Lane Hours and getting about halfway back to the backstop. So the wild pitch advancing Brady Weaver to second base.
Yeah, Frederick showing a little frustration after that one down in the dirt.
Now the count 2-0 to Ethan Wilson. Here comes that 2-0. That one away. It's going to get back to the backstop. A quick throw back down to third base, but in safe is Brady Weaver. It hit hard off the concrete backstop here at Appleman Park. Getting back to Lane Hours quickly, who immediately turned and threw down to third. Weaver, not sure we saw the full speed. I think he thought he was going to cruise into third. Does get in by about a step. But the count now 3-0 to Ethan Wilson. Here comes that 3-0 pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner.
We've seen a number of pitches get by the catchers that have bounced off of that concrete backstop and caromed right back out towards home plate.
The 3-1 pitch to Ethan Wilson. That one low, just below the knees. And there's a walk for Ethan Wilson. He will reach for the second time today. The first was a fielder's choice.
So not quite the start that Frederick wanted, as he's thrown a pair of wild pitches in the midst of missing with 4 of his 5 pitches to ultimately walk Ethan Wilson. And hold on, the sprinkler came on in the outfield. Did you catch that? Yeah, thankfully it was behind the outfielders. There's still a sprinkler on out in deep left field. So the sprinklers came on in the outfield. There's still one popped up out in left. Oh, there comes one right behind the shortstop. And so
somebody forgot to turn the timers off. And
I was
going to
say, now they're all going. If there was music choreographed to this, that would really be cool, because they're kind of popping up in different places right now. There we go, right near the batter, and now on the infield.
I'm envisioning the music from Caddyshack at the end when the golf course is blowing up.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Dun,
Was that
dun,
the 1812
yeah,
overture?
There you go. I could see that as well.
Does look like all that happening while it is still raining.
Yes.
We're talking about that with the Nationals.
Nats Park.
Yeah.
I think it was 2016 or so. They had a rain delay in which the sprinklers came on in the outfield in the midst of the rain. Now we've seen it on the Legion level.
Jameson Matthews stepping in. Matthew 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on a base on balls in the third, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Also struck out back in inning number 1.
Are we having fun or what?
I'm having a fantastic time. Runners at the corners. Ethan Wilson at first, Brady Weaver at third base. Here's the 0-1 to Matthew. That one high. And we're going to have a balk at the plate.
Yes,
so Frederick balks, and moving to second will be Ethan Wilson, and coming in to score will be Brady Weaver. So Brady Weaver has scored twice on the game now. The first one was a pass ball. The second was a balk.
And how about how he rounded the bases? He reached on the RBI single, went to second on a wild pitch, to third on a wild pitch, scores on the balk. So pretty amazing. Thank you, as we have food coming to the press box. Jameson Matthew still trying to be patient in there at the plate, with the count to him at 2-1.
Again, Ethan Wilson moving up to second base on that 2-1 the count now to Jameson Matthew, the number 6 batter in the order. Standing on deck is Parker Martin. Here comes that 2-1 from Frederick. That one misses high, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Mercy rule in effect in American Legion, just as in high school, so this becomes a crucial inning right now for Moorefield. If Berkeley pushes across 2 more runs, and right now nobody out with a runner at second base and already an 8-0 lead, Moorefield could be down to their final at bat in the top of the 5th.
3-1 to Matthew, a swing and a miss, or a swing and ball lifted into shallow right field. Moving back is Haggerty, and he will make the catch in foul territory. Tacking up at second is Ethan Wilson. He'll get into third base on the slide, beating the throw.
Well, that is a heck of a play by Garrett Haggerty. The first baseman going almost directly down the line, looking back over top of his shoulder, was able to make the grab on that one And Wilson with a heads-up play to tag with the first baseman going away from the infield. Knew that he had an easy opportunity to get to third. And I'll be honest, it was a little closer than I expected as Haggerty got that ball across the diamond, but not on target.
So a much-needed first out for Moorefield. I'm sure not the one they drew up, is not an easy play as it brings up Parker Martin, who will foul one off into the screen behind home plate. Count to Martin now 0-1. Martin a single back in the third inning to right field. We'll get the second on the stolen base. We see Corey Daly running to get that foul ball, keeping the legs moving. It's maybe just a precautionary thing. Here comes that 0-1, a breaking ball. Lane Hour standing straight up to catch that one. Also a bit inside. Count now even to Parker Martin, 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting his lead off third base is Ethan Wilson. About 3 steps out of the stretch. Here's Frederick, and a swing and a miss. Parker Martin tried to hold up, but had already gone about halfway through, maybe a little more.
Yeah, very late in deciding maybe I shouldn't swing, and clearly went through the zone.
And Frederick, a big batter here. He's now ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strike to Parker Martin, and we're going to have another ball because he did not come set. I was waiting to see if that call would be made since we know the umpires are looking for it. And, yeah, Frederick did not come close to set as he brought the left arm to come set and immediately started moving that front foot.
Yeah, I believe that was the call on that first ball as well, not coming set.
So that is now the 5th run to come across in the inning. It's now 9-0 Berkeley. A swing and a foul ball at the plate will get back to the backstop and hit off that concrete and ricochet back into play. The count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the base is now empty, but it means the first 5 batters in this bottom of the 4th inning have all reached and scored. Jamison Matthew was retired on the pop-out, and now Martin trying to get something going again.
Cano even. Here's the break-even pitch. The 2-2 misses low and inside. Almost clipping the knees of Parker Martin, but the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And again, a huge at-bat here as Martin was behind in the count 1-2. Here's the payoff pitch on the full count, and this one lifted into center field. Jake Hours moving over, and a ball that's going to drop in is Jonathan Mallow not able to get to it either. That was a ball that looked like it was going to a straightaway center field the way it came off the bat. Trailing a little bit to the right, so Jake Hours and Jonathan Mallow coming over towards one another in right center, and it ended up dropping on the left side to him, right side to us of Jonathan Mallow.
Yeah, it seemed almost like a little miscommunication between center fielder and right fielder as that ball was really perfectly placed between the two. It had a lot of air under it, and I thought one of the 2 outfielders might get there, but when it dropped in, Martin was clearly thinking double all the way.
Brings up Ryan Barger, and a ball that I think confuses Lane Hours as he almost falls over backwards, I don't think expecting that pitch that came. So moving up on the wild pitch to third base will be Parker Martin. And a big run just 90 feet away now, as that would be a run number 10. And put Berkeley just 3 outs away from ending this one early in the mercy rule. Now that 1-0 to Barker misses high. Now the count 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, it's been a tough inning for Moorefield. They had really battled through the first 3. Had the ball game at 4-0, still manageable, still maybe a chance to come back, but it's really fallen apart here in this bottom of the 4th inning.
That 2-0 to Barger, ground ball back up the middle. It's going to get by the pitcher Frederick and into center field, and that's going to be, call it an infield single. It did get into the grass, barely in center field, but the run's going to come across to score. Parker Martin going to score on the Barger RBI single, and that's now 10-0. The score, Berkeley over Moorefield.
Yeah, Frederick seemed to get his feet tangled up just a little bit after that follow-through on the front slope of the mound on a ball coming back towards him. He tripped himself up and ended up falling, and therefore didn't have a play on the baseball.
Now to the bottom of the order, Dylan McCartney stands in as he takes ball 1 above the letters.
I'm going to let you finish this half inning and go ahead and enjoy one of these cheese dogs. If I'm just messing.
Go for it, man. 6 across here in the inning to extend the lead out to 10-0. Ball outside gets by Lane Hours. Another pass ball in the inning. The count 2-0 now to Dylan McCartney. Moving up to second is Ryan Barger.
4 wild pitches, a passed ball, and 2 balks here in this half inning. And we've seen a lot so far, and still time for more. Just 1 out with a runner at second.
And it was a game that was being dominated by Berkeley, no doubt about it, but not necessarily on the scoreboard. As the 2-0 misses high and inside, ball 3 to Dylan McCartney. And unless something miraculous would happen, we would see all 9 batters come to the plate unless there was a strange double play that happens here. Just 1 out. There's the 3-0. Gets by Lane Hours. Moving up to third will be Ryan Barger, and earning the free trip to first base is Dylan McCartney. So runners at the corners.
Well, this will be 10 batters now coming to the plate as Kyle Farmer got this whole mess started with a single out into left what seems like an hour ago.
We will have a courtesy runner at first base.
It's Cam King.
Running at first base in post 14, number 27, Cam King.
Cam King, the courtesy runner for the starting catcher, Dylan McCartney. So King standing at first, Barker at third. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 4. Lane Hours stepping out, giving the first and third defense. Now coming back and squatting down behind home plate. Back to the top of the order, Kyle Farmer. Farmer led off the inning with a single, would come around to score. The first of 6 so far here in the bottom of inning number 4. That first pitch high to Farmer, 1-0. Farmer 3 for 3 on the day, a single in the first, an RBI double in the second, and a single to start this inning. Seems like it was years ago at this point. Yeah. The 1-0 high and inside, 2-0 to Kyle Farmer.
5 hits, an error, and 2 walks later.
Farmer's also come around to score twice. Again, once in this inning, and came around following that RBI double in the second. The 2-0 to Kyle Farmer, lone away. A good backhanded stab by Lane Hours. But the count 3-0.
Going to be really tough for this Moorefield team, even when they come to the plate in the top half of inning number 5. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters will be due, but they've spent an awful lot of time out in the field in this half inning.
Here comes that 3-0 to Farmer. That one high. Ball 4. And 8 straight balls that missed the strike zone. And back-to-back batters walked for Berkeley. It'll bring up Justin Murphy with the bases loaded.
3 walks now issued by Frederick since he came in. So that would make 5 walks and a hit batter in all today for Moorefield pitching.
Murphy, a ball sharply hit back up the middle for an RBI single. As now we will have a conversation on the mound.
Yeah, our plate umpire going out to talk with Frederick on the hill. Not sure what that conversation may have been about.
Maybe seeing something in his mechanics, warning him that possibly having to call another balk at this point in the game. Again, Justin Murphy standing in. His second at-bat of this inning. Here's the first pitch to Murphy. There's a strike, and a much-needed strike after 8 straight balls to Murphy off the hand of Jake Frederick. Count now 0-1 to the second baseman.
Stretch it out, and it's 10 of 11 pitches out of the zone until that last strike.
The 0-1 to Murphy lifted into foul territory down the first base line, and it'll get out of play right over the first base dugout belonging to Moorefield.
Still maybe a light shower coming down. Still see a couple of umbrellas up, but a lot of other folks not under an umbrella. By the way, still raining in D.C.
0-2 the count to Justin Murphy. And Frederick hoping for a good pitch here for a much-needed second out of the inning. First out of the inning was Jameson Matthew. Here comes that 0-2, misses outside, ball 1.
He has missed away with a lot of his pitches. Not sure if it's something right now mechanically in that delivery, as he tends to work from the third base side of the pitching rubber as opposed to maybe a little more off that first base side. and comes down kind of throwing across his body.
Here comes that 1-2 pitch. It misses away and gets by the catcher Hours. It bounces off the backstop at home plate. Coming in from third, attempting to score is Ryan Barger, but Hours getting back quickly and will tag out Ryan Barger at the plate for out number 2. So the 1-2 pitch misses and gets by Lane Hours. And Barger coming in, not necessarily at full speed, it didn't look like.
The 2 unassisted. I think it may have been a case where he broke initially thinking, yeah, I got it, and then kind of realized, oh, no, I'm in trouble, as yet another ball caroms off that concrete backstop.
Now the 2-2 to Justin Murphy misses. The count now runs full 3-2. And that was kind of the situation you wanted if you were Moorefield. You were ahead to Murphy, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got a guy at the plate. Now here comes the payoff pitch, 3-2, and Murphy sends one back up the middle. That's going to be an RBI single. 1 run will come around. The second will come around, and 2 more will score as Murphy will go back to first. The throw from Frederick misses high, going back to first base. Haggerty's going to chase it down, and Murphy will advance to second. And things just going from bad to worse right now for Moorefield.
Boy, Murphy coming off the bench, getting the job done. 3 runs batted in, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles here in this 4th inning. Taking the extra base on the throwing error, which will be yet another error against this Moorefield team. That's a pair here in the inning and 3 on the game for them.
So coming around to score was Cam King, the courtesy runner for Dylan McCartney, and Kyle Farmer. And a conversation on the mound as a couple more runs come across to score. 8 in this inning. The score now 12-0 in favor of Berkeley Post 14, and we're going to have another pitching change. We'll tell you who it is and what the defensive substitutions look like, or defensive changes look like. Nobody coming in off the bench after we take this 1-minute timeout. 12-0 your score. Berkeley Post 14 ahead of Moorefield here at Appleman Park. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It'll be Garrett Haggerty moving from first base to the pitcher's mound, hoping to get the much-needed last out of the inning for the top of the 5th. Would be 3 outs, and Berkeley Post 14 getting the win. Matt Miller chomping down on some cheese dogs next to me. Let me hear and some cheese right on the mustache, too. Love it. Hunter Coe stepping up to the plate. Jake Fredericks did bounce back over to first where he started the ball game. And the first pitch to Coe misses low and away, ball 1.
Hey, did I miss anything?
No, don't worry about it. Just finish your little snack over there. Out of the stretch for Haggerty. Here comes the 1-0 to Coe. That a fastball misses just low. Ball 2. For Jake Frederick. And it was 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits. No strikeouts and walked 3 as well. Runner on second base right now, Justin Murphy. Still his responsibility. So far, 5 runs have come across on his watch. A swing and a miss. The first strike to Hunter Coe. The count now 2-1.
Actually, I think you're looking at 8 runs that'll go against Colors. And right now, 4 runs that would go against Frederick. as Wilson, Martin, McCartney, and Farmer all reaching and scoring with Frederick on the hill.
The 2-1 to Hunter Coe. A called strike 2 on the inside third. Count now even. Justin Murphy getting his lead off second base. Here comes that 2-2. A breaking ball low and away. A good block by Lane Hours. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So far in this game, Hunter Coe reached on an error, was hit by a pitch, and flied out to right field. Here comes the payoff pitch, the 3-2 from Haggerty. That one misses low, ball 4. Advancing on the ball that gets by Lane Hours to third base will be Justin Murphy. Reaching on the walk, Hunter Coe.
Boy, and the struggles continue right now for Moorefield pitching, and we, wondered what we would see, knowing that this team was coming in a little undermanned at just 9 players. We understood 4 of those that are coming in at just 15 years of age, so young players playing well against this Berkeley team through 3 innings, but things really coming unraveled here in the 4th.
That'll bring up Brady Weaver. Always dangerous, an RBI single earlier in the inning. The first pitch to him, a swing and a miss on a ball that I think he was trying to send to another zip code. Strike 1.
Yeah, definite purpose in that swing. That was to hit it as hard and as far as he could possibly hit it.
Haggerty now out of the stretch with runners on the corners. Ready with that 0-1 to Brady Weaver. A check swing and a ball that gets away from Lane Hours. Ball that missed in the dirt, didn't get far enough away to warrant Justin Murphy to come down the line. He'll stay at third base. Advancing to second, however, will be Hunter Coe.
So yet another pitch in the dirt, a number of wild pitches, a number of pass balls, even a couple of balks here in this half inning.
The 13th batter to come to the plate here for Berkeley as a ball hit deep, but is going to get foul for Brady Weaver if that one's a little bit straighter. That is out of here for a 3-run homer.
Yeah, a no-doubter.
Yeah.
320 down the lines, 350 to the power alleys, 375 to straightaway center field. That one down the line, well out.
A long strike 2. Count now 0-2. Or make that 1-2 on the ball that got away from Hours. So 1-2 to Brady Weaver. Here's that 1-2. A ball that misses low and away. The count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Weaver shows a good eye at the plate. He's got that big swing, swings for power, puts it in play, makes things happen. 8 of the 12 runs have scored from the top 4 guys in the order.
Now ready with that break-even pitch. Here's Haggerty and a strike 3 looking at the plate. Brady Weaver will go down on strikes, and it took 13 batters to get out of the inning. And a number of runs come across, and Jake Frederick gives up 4 of those runs, as 4 runs will be warranted to Seth Cullors. The 12-0 your score will go to the top of inning number 5 when we come back, and if Berkeley can get 3 outs, they will win this one in Mercy Rule. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Welcome back in. 12-0 your score. Berkeley Post 14 ahead of Moorefield. A big 8-run inning in the bottom of inning number 4. 3 outs, and the win will go in Mercy Rule fashion to Berkeley over Moorefield. Zach Rose done for the day on the mound. He went 4 innings, not giving up a hit in this one. Just 1 base runner or a couple base runners, make that 2 base runners on the game. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Had him finishing with 5 strikeouts to go along with those 2 walks. Coming into pitch will be Parker Martin. Jameson Matthew will flip over to third base. Zach Rose will play his normal position at first.
Not often you take a guy out when he's yet to give up a hit. We'll have to question Trip Tobin about that one. I'm sure it probably has something to do with the pitch count and the opportunity to maybe have Rose a little later on in the week as you look ahead at the schedule. A game here tomorrow against Romney, and then doubleheader action on Saturday and Sunday against both Bridgeport and Urbana.
And Zach Rose sat for an awful long time in that the half inning. The 8 runs coming across in the bottom of the 4th. Leading it off for Moorefield will be Garrett Haggerty. First pitch was a strike. The second pitch fouled off behind home plate, hitting the backstop. So quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Haggerty's second at bat in this ball game reached on an error. Back in the second. Here comes that 0-2 from Parker Martin. A breaking ball, a swing and a miss, and Haggerty goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Well, Martin picked up right where Rose left off, huh? Comes in, hitting his spots, getting Haggerty to go after that last one and getting the big strikeout.
That'll bring up Seth Cullors. We'll take the loss in this one, again, unless something miraculous happens here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to him, misses low in the dirt for ball 1. Cullors on the day went 3+ innings and 9 hits given up. 3 base runners allowed free with 1 hit batter, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The 1-0 to Cullors misses low and away, ball 2. 8 runs going to be tallied to Cullors as well. As ready with the 2-0 out of the windup. Here's Parker Martin. Ball lifted foul and out of play over the stands down the third base line. First strike to Cullors. Now the count 2-1. The 2-1 lifted in a very similar location over the stands down the third base line and out of play. The count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he went the other way his first time up with that line out double play to the third baseman, so maybe trying to go the other way again.
2-2 the count, 2 Cullors out of the windup. Here's Parker Martin, a ball that misses low in the dirt, a good block by Dylan McCartney to keep it in front of him. Count now full, 3-2. Just got an alert that apparently Max Scherzer's broken his nose in a bunt drill for the Washington Nationals. Here comes the payoff pitch on that, 3-2, and a ball that just misses off the plate. It'll be ball 4, and Cullors will reach on the walk. Did not miss by much off the hand of Parker Martin. And the first base runner he will allow in his first inning in relief.
So a strikeout followed by a walk, and that has tended to be a little bit of the inconsistency from Parker Martin during the course of the season.
Bring up Quentin Oates, number 8 batter in the lineup, takes ball 1 low in the dirt. Good block at the plate by Dylan McCartney. Cullors has to stay put at first. 1-0.
By season, I'm talking high school season. Obviously something you know he would like to work on here this summer. Believe there may be video evidence of the nose plunking for Scherzer.
That 1-0 to Oates, and he smacks one into right field. That's going to be a single. That's going to move Cullors from first as he stumbles over the bag at second base. He'll still get into third easily, moving to second with the double, Quentin Oates. So a little bit of life here in the top of inning number 5. No hits through 4 innings. Now a walk, and the first hit of the ball game is given to Quentin Oates for Moorefield, number 8 batter in the lineup.
Al, just watched the video, and that one came off the bat as it was bunted by Scherzer and directly up into his face to break his nose. Van de Veter with that first pitch, it's strike 1.
Van de Veter, the number 9 batter in the lineup. Here comes that 0-1. He'll take strike 2 looking. Saw his first at-bat, a strikeout, and some happy feet, if you will, a guy that didn't seem comfortable standing in that batter's box. Here comes the 0-2 to Van de Veter. That's a strike 3 looking, and he will go down on strikes for the second time in this ball game. 2 down here in the top of inning number 5. The second strikeout for Parker Martin.
So he battles back after giving up the walk and the double, gets the batter he needed to get, and was aggressive. Went after the number 9 hitter in the order and got the out on just 3 pitches.
Back to the top of the order, Jonathan Mallow stepping in, the left-hander. So he takes strike 1. Runners on second and third. Moorefield would need 3 to at least send this to the bottom of inning number 5. 2 of those 3 standing in scoring position. That 0-1 a breaking ball that stayed up and away. Dylan McCartney standing up and going into the right-handed batter's box to catch that one. The count even to Mallow, 1-1.
Yeah, even if you get the 2 that are in scoring position across, whoever's at the plate has to find his way around also.
That 1-1 low and inside for ball 2. The count now 2-1 to the leadoff batter and the right fielder, Jonathan Mallow.
All right, glance down as I strike the play button. And my phone's not going to play it right away, but
thank you for that lovely tease.
By the way, Tommy chimed in.
That 2-1 is going to be fouled out of play over the dugout down the third baseline.
He says all the more reason for the DH. You don't need Max Scherzer breaking his nose in bunting practice before a game that he's not even going to be pitching in, so it wasn't even like he was going to swing the bat today anyway.
That is an unfortunate coincidence.
Yeah, Tommy, you left him speechless. He's got nothing to say.
Count now even to Mallow leadoff spot. Here comes that 2-2 from Parker Martin. A check swing at the plate and just low and inside, ball 3.
Wow, good eye by Mallow. And a nice pitch by Martin. Just couldn't get him to go after it.
And you're going to get a lot of people to chase that pitch. Now the payoff pitch on the 3-2 and a ball that's smacked the other way. Really into no man's land. Jameson Matthew working in, but it's going to be an infield single. And will score the first run of the game as Colors will come around from third to score. Moving up to third base will be Quentin Oates. And the RBI infield single for Mallow and the first run on the board for Moorefield. 12-1.
Hey, it's not always how far you hit him, but it's where you hit him. And that one in, as you said, no man's land. With Matthew coming in at third base across the diamond and fielding that one. Wise decision. Knew he didn't have a play at first, didn't risk throwing it away.
Brings up Chase Alt, the number 2 spot. He fouls one off back to the backstop. 0-1 now the count to Alt. A strikeout in the first. Lined out to short. Great backhanded stab by Ryan Barger. Back in inning number 3.
Well, a walk, a double, an infield single, and Moorefield showing a little life here. Got to have more, though, down 12-1.
The 0-1 to Alt upcoming, for the second pitch of this at-bat. Here comes that 0-1 from Parker Martin. And Alt will watch a fastball go by on the outer third. Now behind on the count 0-2, so Parker Martin just one pitch away from ending this one and giving Berkeley the mercy rule win over Moorefield. Here comes that 0-2 and a breaking ball low and away. A good block by McCartney to keep Oates at third base. Was trying to get all to chase on that one. But I think at this point in the game, pound a fastball. Make them hit it. They've struggled to hit it all day. He's got to try to pound a fastball on the outer third. Make Alt hit it. Here comes that 1-2. There's another breaking ball in the dirt. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, hoping to get Alt to chase something as opposed to maybe just going right at him and challenging him. Alt has had a couple of decent swings, but still 0 for 2.
Here comes that break-even pitch on the 2-2. This one lifted into the center field. Kyle Farmer going back on it, and it's going to get over his head. Another run will come around to score. Moving up to third base is going to be Jonathan Mallow. He will hold as a good relay throw in, but an RBI double for Chase Alt. And it's now a 12-2 ball game. And the run just 90 feet away from making Berkeley have to hit the baseball in the bottom of the 5th.
Hey, give him credit. I just mentioned, he didn't really challenge him on the prior pitch. This time he came back with that fastball, but he left it up right over the heart of the plate and all to drilled it into straightaway center field. Farmer didn't seem to get a great read on it coming off the bat, but I don't think he would have gotten back to get that one either way, as he was looking up over the shoulder, reaching out, trying to make the catch.
Yeah, Farmer seems to be playing a few steps in as well. He'll bring up Plain Hour, sticks a fastball for strike one, about belt high on the outer third. And Parker Martin looked like he had a little bit more zip on that fastball. A little bit of frustration possibly setting in as the 0-1 pitch lifted into center field. Moving over on it is Justin Murphy, and he will make the catch, and that will end the ball game. In Mercy Rule fashion, Berkeley post 14 will beat Moorefield post 64, 12-2 the final here in 4.5 innings. We'll come back and give you the finals from this one, stats, and a scoring recap when we come back in the post-game show. Let's take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll give you the finals. Again, 12-2 the final here in Mercy Rule fashion. It's Berkeley over Moorefield. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into Appleman Park, 12-2. Berkeley post 14 getting the win over Moorefield post 64. It's going to improve Berkeley's record to 7-2 on the year, while Moorefield is still looking for their first victory on the season. Every inning for Berkeley, they were able to at least tally one. In the first inning, it was 1 run on 1 hit. A RBI, fielder's choice ground out for Ethan Wilson. 2 in the bottom of the second. Another 1-run inning in the bottom of the third. And then the big inning, Matt, in the bottom of that 4th inning.
Yeah, 8 runs on the board in that bottom of the 4th inning, and they did it on 6 hits. Took advantage of a couple of errors. 4 walks in the half inning as well certainly did not help, as Berkeley really doing the job in that 4th inning. They took advantage of opportunities that were given to them. A couple of runs scored on balks in the course of the inning. There were a number of wild pitches and or pass balls as well. Things just came unglued a bit in that bottom of the 4th inning for Moorefield. But, hey, give them credit. They battled back and put a couple of runs on the board in that top half of the 5th inning, so maybe a little something that they can at least hold their head up about as they make their way back home.
Yeah, nothing to take lightly. They came out and they battled back in the top of that 5th inning. They wanted to, I think, maybe get a little redemption in the bottom of that 5th. You got the feeling throughout this entire game that Berkeley definitely had the edge. Only 9 players for Moorefield tonight, and you think they just wanted to come out and show, hey, we didn't want to give up that 8-run inning. We were battling the entire ball game, and unfortunately in the bottom of the 4th, just kind of came unglued. Had to use 3 pitchers in the bottom of that fourth inning. Seth Cullors was the starter. He didn't even get the first out in that inning. Jake Frederick went 2/3 of an inning. Then Garrett Haggerty had to come in and get them out of that inning. We'll give you the final totals when we come back after this 1-minute break. Again, the final from here at Appleman Park. It was Berkeley 12, Moorefield 2.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Appleman Park, again, the final score today, 12-2 Berkeley over Moorefield. Let's start out the final stats with the pitching totals. First, for the unlucky losers of Moorefield, Seth Cullors got the start. He went 3+ innings, 8 runs given up, 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, also plunked a batter. He gave way to Jake Frederick. He went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, no strikeouts, and walked 3 as well. Garrett Haggerty came in to get the final out in the bottom of that 4th inning. Went 1/3 of an inning, struck out 1, and walked 1. On the flip side, for Berkeley, Zach Rose went 4 strong, no hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Parker Martin came in relief in that 5th inning, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, struck out 2, and walked 1. Matt, what did you see from the Berkeley pitchers in this one?
I think Zach Rose, as we talked about early, got ahead of hitters and really mixed his pitches well. He was on the outside corner getting a couple of called strikeouts, including the very one to open the game. He worked back to that inside. He worked with those off-speed pitches. He was very effective on the mound at keeping those hitters off balance. We saw for Parker Martin, the big thing is just, again, trying to develop that consistency. He'll make a couple of really good pitches and then leave that one out over the plate or maybe try to be a little bit too fine and ultimately end up giving up a walk here or there. But all in all, he made the pitches that he needed to make to get out of that half inning, only giving up the 2 runs and preserving that mercy rule win.
Let's take a look at the stats from the plate, starting with Moorefield. Not a whole lot to talk about. Jonathan Malo, a walk and an infield single with a RBI, one of the 3 hits on the day. A double by Chase Alton that 5th inning, his only hit of the day. Then not a whole lot doing going down through the lineup. A walk for Jake Hours back in the 2nd, a walk for Seth Cullors, and the first hit of the game, Quentin Oates, that was a double in that number 8 spot. Again, only 3 hits on the ball game. And you can look all the way up and down this lineup for Berkeley Post 14. Kyle Farmer in that leadoff spot, 3 for 3 with a walk, would come around to score 3 times. 3 for 3 in that number 2 spot, make it 1 for 1 with a walk for Corey Daly, and then 2 for 2 for Justin Murphy. So a good job by Murphy today, coming in off the bench and getting the job done, Matt.
And doing it with 2 strikes in both of those at bats. He had 2 strikes on him, didn't try to do too much. He just waited on a pitch and put it right back through the box. 2 singles up the middle to drive in 3 runs. 2 very good at bats.
Hunter Coe reached 3 times, got hit by a pitch, walked, and reached on an error. Brady Weaver, a triple, that leadoff triple in the 3rd, would come around to score. Also an RBI single in inning number 4. He would score twice. Ethan Wilson walked and scored once. Also an RBI on the fielder's choice ground out in that 1st inning. Jameson Matthew walked once. A single for Parker Martin, a couple of singles for Parker Martin. He would come around to score once. Ryan Barker, a couple of singles to go along with a strikeout. He would come around to score and add an RBI. And Dylan McCartney, a walk in that number 9 spot. Cam King, his courtesy runner, would come around to score in the 4th inning, one of those 8 runs. So final totals look like this. For Moorefield, 2 runs on 3 hits, had 3 errors in the field, 2 runners left on, both in scoring position. For Berkeley Post 14, 12 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, 7 runners left on, 6 of those in scoring position. Time of the game, 1 hour and 52 minutes. Berkeley Post 14 improves to 7-2 on the season. Moorefield Post 64, 0-4. Our next broadcast will be right back here tomorrow night. A 6:30 first pitch as Romney Post 41 will be in town taking on Berkeley Post 14. A 6:15 pregame and right around a 6:30 first pitch. A big thanks to all of our sponsors and everybody here at Appleman Park. Trip Tobin, the skipper for Berkeley Post 14, for all the help and hospitality, and also everybody here at Appleman Park. For Matt Miller and Caleb Falero back at the studio until tomorrow night, we remind you the final score from here. It was Berkeley 12 and Moorefield 2. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
And that wraps up today's coverage of American Legion Baseball, brought to you by City National Bank, John's Pool Supplies, Bechtel Jewelers, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, University Healthcare, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy, Procter & Gamble, The Final Score, Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, and Miller Honda. For the continued excitement of Major League Baseball, Little League All-Star action, high school baseball, and American Legion Baseball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. All rights reserved.